before. Why has a kid got 1,000 credits? Let's just check. Yep. So that's an automated process. Don't think about the crib. Don't think about the crib. Do not think about the crib. I mean, to be fair, we've already seen what happens to young babbies in the first Dead Space. They get tendrils, and it's not fun. Yeah, so I guess this was just the sort of unitologist wing of the sprawl. Very ancient Egyptian inspired stuff there, and then very eldritch Lovecraftian horror inspired stuff there. So a real mix of cultures, which, you know, say what you like about the unitologists, but at least they're not racist. Where does something jump out at me from? There's in the multiplayer, there's the option to actually play as necromorphs. You know, in much the same way that in, I think it's Beast Mode, in the Gears of War. Jesus Christ, that is annoying me now. That in the Gears of War franchise, you can sort of play as everything up to and including, what are they called? Behemoths? Titans? Ah, I honestly can't remember, even though it was one of the coolest fights of the first Gears of War game. Yep, in which case I'm going to go back that way. So that's actually a bit of a pro tip for anybody who's never played a video game before and is maybe thinking about getting into them, what with Google Cardboard and everything. Always go off-piste. You either find a bonus boss, you'll either find a room full of torsos and horrible shit, and automatic toilet flushes. I want to get away before I even hear that. But you will... Oh, I'm back where I began. Okay, fair enough. I've learned my lesson about going off-piste. Yeah, now I feel stupid. But yeah, the vast majority of the time you will find something cool. You'll find a bonus boss, you'll find this hidden treasure. Often it'll be a treasure you can't get back to until we've acquired an item later, but at least you'll know where it is. Oh god. Every room scares me.
Titan soldiers have found me. They're tracking me in some sort of gunship.
You're almost here. Hurry.
Probably best to get out of that then. What are you? Not shooting at me though, bizarrely. Why would that be? I'm sure it's nothing. No. You, sir, are bad news. Ooh. That actually is something that's a little bit annoying. So much the same way that it happens in Resi 4, they skew the ammo drops to suit the weapons that you actually have with you, which does mean that you can end up with more rounds for weapons that you don't tend to use. Like, I'm not the hugest fan of the pulse rifle. You've not seen me use it yet, so I'm going to now. But you do end up with a sort of a surfeit of ammo for those guns that you don't tend to use very much, because it'll drop some instead of the ones that you actually want, and then you end up having to use them. I suppose it's a good way of forcing you to try the different weapon types, but my god, is it annoying sometimes. One. I wish I could save, but that would betray the point of this playthrough. Okay. Spooky, spooky, spooky. They were obviously planning this for a little bit before... Nope. For a little bit before the actual shit actually started to go down, because there's no way anybody could have lit all these candles. I mean, not just lit, but kept lit. I mean, Isaac walking past should blow some of them out. Again, I know it's limitations of a 360 video game, but still, guys, there's such a thing as immersion. Oh, I hate this fucking bit. Oh, I just remembered it. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. No! Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Don't die. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Jesus, I hate these things. God damn it, I'm slow. And... I'm slow. I'm slow. No! And I used a healing item that I shouldn't have. Get out. Yep, I'll take it. Chair for life. That's not. I'm not saying I've got a permanent position at a university or anything. I'm saying that chairs are the ultimate weapon for this game. Oh, get out of here. That was just for the benefit of any 12-year-old children who've started listening to me just at this moment, rather than, you know, the number of times I've sworn before. You see, they go pretty graphic with some of those some of those kill animations. Oh, for... How can this thing still be alive? Or rather, how can this thing still be undead? I've beaten it to death. Or rather, maybe that was another one. But anyway, as you can see, I've completely run out of ammo for my preferred weapons. Ooh. Oh dear. This is really a grueling... Oh my god. A really grueling fight. One that I'm not a big fan of, if I'm honest. I'm so... Oh, you'll get... Oh, wow. Yeah, lost. Did I slam dunk that thing? Yeah! Yeah, bitch! Oh, good. Okay, so as you can see, I just remembered what actually happens here. You head through a unitologist temple, which is exactly what... I'm pretty sure I slam dunked that bastard. So I know I'm... That's handy. I know I'm swearing a lot more in this episode, but I'm genuinely think I could be... I don't think I thrust that through here. You know, which is great, because it means I'm awesome, but at the same time, not so great that I can't loot its body. Holy shit, I can't believe I did that. That's really cool. Yeah, so you'll notice that the rest of the sprawl is sort of very get out of it, is very modern, as you'd expect from something that takes place in the future. It's sort of very clean, very nice clean lines. You know, obviously we've got this beautiful view out there of... Sun's very bright, actually, considering that it's miles away. But yeah, we've got this sort of beautiful view of these very futuristic buildings, all of which have antenna, because that's just a very nice aesthetic for space. We're in orbit around Saturn, which you can't quite see at the moment. Saturn. We're in orbit around a planet which is in orbit around our sun. And but then you come to this door, which is straight out of Dunwich and Resident Evil 4 and Norse mythology. Look at that. That is actually just Yggdrasil. No, I'm just going to ignore that. You have to head in. There's a fight in here with what turns out to be a big angry bastard and a lot of little children, and I know which I would prefer to fight. So, telling you the story of Michael Altman, who is, if you read any of the sort of literature surrounding it, he's a sort of very reluctant prophet who they build this religion around, I think at least. They sort of build up this myth that he was martyred for his cause, whereas in reality he was just some schlub. That's probably wrong, but that's my headcanon, and you can't take it away from me. Yep, there's the thing. There are more things.
It's Timon! He's found you! Into the church, hurry!
Oh, don't tell me what to do, Dana. I know I'm being shot at. You don't have to tell me to run. I mean, I love you. Woo-hoo-hoo! Well, I'm certainly safe in here. Oh, beautiful. And
It's one of the few places on Titan Station that...
the more I think about it, the more I genuinely believe that they had thought about the plot of Dead Space 3 before they got to this point. Because this is clearly just a bunch of people reaching out to a brother moon. Clearly. Or
I'm in a safe room.
pareidolia, and I'm just seeing what I want to see here.
There, okay?
I'm going off-piste again. Ooh. Check out this Resident Evil 1 bullshit. Thank you. Thank you. That was unnecessary. There's the save room. I can't get into acquisitions yet. God damn it, I wonder if they made this place as an explicit
Welcome to the Church of Unitology Gift Shop.
Gift shop. I wonder if they made this an explicit reference to Resident Evil 1. That would be very nice. I don't know what these masks are about, actually, thinking about it. Where am I? Where's my shot? There we go. Javelin spears, yes. Okay, so I know I said I didn't like buying plasma energy. I didn't like buying ammunition, but get lost, I'm doing it. I need it. I want it. It makes me feel safe. So yeah, I was going to talk about other sci-fi horror. Well, rather just like a sci-fi in general that I really, really like, just in case I never get around to doing another sci-fi game. And the one that instantly springs to mind for whatever reason, I read it a while ago, I don't know why I'm banging on about it again now, is Earth Abides. By, I want to say, somebody with R's in their name. I can't remember. It's so dominated by George R.R. Martin and Tolkien that where have you come from? And in fact, where are you? That's worrying. Yeah, Earth Abides. I don't know why that leaps to mind. It's just this tale of humanity not regressing, but sort of readapting to a sort of primal state. I guess it's because stuff gets fucked up in that, and this gets fucked up. Maybe. Also, if you want to talk about fucked up stuff, then of course you've got Inverted World by Christopher Priest. He did what's it called, The Prestige. But I mean, the premise and the way the plot plays out in Inverted World is such a mindfuck. Honestly, I recommend you read it, but it's just, it takes so long to get your head around this sort of the structure and the topography of this world and how it affects people's thought process and mind. It's just obviously, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is among the scariest things you can ever read. Can I do this? No, that's disappointing. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. That might be my worst nightmare. Children first, and then this is my second worst nightmare. It's just, oh Christ, more stuff. It's just fucking no, bad, dead, down. Do not fuck with me. I'm in a bad mood. What did I just say? What did I just say? Is just being transformed into this sort of soft, gelatinous, featureless thing. The way he describes it is sort of being more grotesque by virtue of its similarity to humanity. The fact that it did used to be human makes both the character and humanity more grotesque. So you always check behind you in this situation, because sooner or later you are going to get ganked, and it's more than likely going to come from stuff behind you. I just realised I'm still not used to my pulse rifle. Where is stuff, is my question here. Oh, there's stuff. So as you can see, it doesn't do... I guess it does decent damage, especially since I'm wearing the... Oh, no. No, no, no. Especially since I'm wearing the riot suit. But, nah. Give me tearing limbs off stuff any day. What? How did that miss? Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, you dick! Oh, I bet that guy was a real joker when he was alive. The sort of person who'd, you know, text their parents in the middle of the night and say, hey, I'm at the police station, you gotta come and get me, and then turns out there's not even a police station in the town, and they are... Urgh! That is what you call clutch. That was what you call bad. And that was just a good shot. Stomp! There was that guy. Oh, there he is. I hate you. I bear no animosity. Oh, Jesus Christ. I bear no such animosity to you, but you're gonna have to die anyway. This has become a lot more of an ordeal than I remember it being. Yeah, I know you're there. Did you not see me electrocute your buddy? Come on, that should have been warning 1. Okay, that's a monster closet. That's a monster closet. A fun, if terrifying turn for... Ha! You shall not spit on me. A fun but terrifying term for this sort of environment. Just a vent that things continue to come through. I'm just going to gently put this here. Ooh, just going to gently put that there so that whatever tries to come through slips on that, and it's a very sort of Home Alone-ish type prank. You find, in fact, the first game, and this game to an extent, gets criticism for exactly that reason, for having these monster closets. That they do sort of break the realism of it. In fact, in the first game especially, you could look, basically, at all... You could look so far deep within the monster closet and see that there was no way, unless they'd been playing a game of sardines, that all these things could have got in there. Ooh. This is the bit I remember. Which is why I faced the wrong way. Okay, so it turns out it's not the bit I remember. Yeah, it's not. I'm just perfectly safe here, I think. Ooh, look at that scary guy's face. Look at that scary face.
Welcome to Indoctrination, a church seminar.
No! Does that window look familiar to you? It should. I'm going to shoot the shit out of it. Yep. It's just about to go down. Don't be worried when it does, because I'm going to just rock out of there. Or rather, I'm probably going to die. There we go. Stuff happening, stuff happening. Yeah, lovely. Where have we seen spooky, scary doors like that before? It is, of course, everywhere in this game, and they will cut you in half, and it is less than fun. Ugh. Of course, the door's malfunctioning. But it's just... Obviously, it's so soon after the initial outbreak, it does make you think, like... Was that door just malfunctioning all the time anyway? It just... And did, Unitals just have to stay sit every time they want to go through? That is an incredibly scary silhouette. Although, in keeping with the sort of subtle... fishtailing narrative. No. Come on, more of you. There we go. I think a few more still come, but that's a big help, obviously. Oh, they don't. Okay, yeah, so in keeping with the sort of dovetailing narrative of Dead Space and Mass Effect, does that not remind you of the very end of Mass Effect 3, where the grandfather and their grandchild are, stood looking up at the moon or a planet or something, and they're talking about the Shepherd? There are surprising parallels between Dead Space and Mass Effect that you wouldn't necessarily have thought were going to happen when they, because at the start, they seemed like two completely different franchises. Admittedly, there were some similarities. Scary stuff happens in space was a pretty common description of both. But, what with the husks in Mass Effect and everything. But as soon as you get to the Brethren Moon, sort of letting civilizations arrive before they just nom down on them, and then to what the Reapers were actually doing in Mass Effect 3. So obviously they had massively different reasons behind them, and yet they basically had exactly the same function. So you have that, and then you have just subtle little things. I know that the obvious comparisons are actually Lost Planet and Dead Space, because they sort of almost swapped settings after a while. and Mass Effect and obviously Dragon Age, both made by BioWare, they have the more obvious crossover in that they have the shared N7 armor. But I really do think there's a lot more to the comparisons between Dead Space and Mass Effect than you'd think. It's almost... obviously, again, it's because they're drawing on some of the same source material, but at the same time... Yep. So, needles, eyes... Scary women. And turned out Isaac was doing it to himself the whole time. Yeah, you may look confused, Isaac, because what triggered you to take your helmet down in the first place? And why, other than to scare me, would you ever get out of those things backwards? I realise there's a bar that you can swing yourself on, but I would do a very awkward sort of EMH Mark II getting into a Jeffries tube, climb in rather than, you know, swing myself out so I expose my precious back parts, my favourite parts, to any wandering necromorph that just happened to be there. Oh. I realise that religious freedom and all, and people should be allowed to believe whatever they want. I genuinely think that. Unless what they believe is that they can make weird carvings and smear them with blood and worship a marker and talk about convergence and making us whole. In which case you just sort of think, stop it. It's weird. It's super weird. Also, there is no logical sense for how you unlock that door. You just smash some shit. Okay, yeah, so that's there. That's through there. And through here is Terra.